Good day. I am Aris Namuko. So, my report is about Julian Rotter. So, biographical sketch of Julian Rotter. He was born in Brooklyn, New York on October 22, 1916. He is third among siblings. So, Rutter's father ran a successfully business until the Great Depression. So, the Depression powerfully influenced Rutter to be aware of social injustice and the effect of the situational environment on people. So, na-inspire daw si Julian Rotter na pumasok sa pagiging psychology since nung kanyang tatay ay magkaroon daw ng Great Depression. So, alam nyo ba, si Julian Rotter kasi at saka ang kanyang pamilya is kabilang sila sa elite group of society. Kumbaga sa madaling sabi, mayaman sila eh. Simula nga nung ma-depress yung kanyang tatay, bumagsak yung kanilang business, nawala sa kanila yung kanilang mga pag-aari. So, Rutter's interest in psychology began when he was in high school and read books by Freud and Adler. So, ganoon, parang na-inspired siya sa mga books na ginawa ni Freud at saka ni Adler. So, Rutter attended in Brooklyn College where he began attending a seminar given by Adler and meetings of his Society of Individual Psychologists in Adler's home. So, in 1939, Rutter became one of the very first clinical psychologists trained in what is now the traditional mode started his PhD work at Indiana University. So, in 1963, Rutter left Ohio State to become the director of the clinical psychology training program at the University of Connecticut. So, also, he was won a various prestigious awards and position from various organizations. So, next slide po, introduction to Rutter's social learning theory. The learning theory, according to him, rests on 5 basic assumptions. So, first, it assumes that humans interact with their meaningful environment. So, sa madaling sabi, according to Julian Rotter, nagre-react daw ang behavior potential o kanyang reinforcement potential sa mga bagay kung gaano daw ito ka-importante sa isang tao. So, parang pinapakita doon, nagre-rest yung reinforcement stimuli ng isang tao kung how that meaningful to him or how that events are reflect to him basta yung kagustuhan. Tapos the second, human personality is according to Julian Rotter, again, wala daw pinipiling edad to eh. So, mapabata, mapamatanda. Ang human personality daw is patuloy na nagbabago. So, parang papasok dito yung people change dynamically. So, yun yung kanyang ibig sabihin dito. So, the third one, personality has basic unity. Kung gaano ang isang tao, meron siyang personality dito sa isang bagay, ganun din siya pag pumunta siya dun sa kabila. So, halimbawa, kung paano siya nakikipag-interact dito from his past experience, pag lumipat siya ng lugar, ganun din yung magiging pattern. So, hindi siya nagbabago. So, the number 4 is motivation is goal-directed. So, according to him, every behavior has goal-directed. Yan. So, nakadepende daw sa motibo ng isang tao kung ang kanyang goal, kung magkakaroon siya ng motivational goal. Yan. Number 5, people are capable of anticipating events. Siguro dahil sa mga past experience, kinaugilaan na rin ng tao according sa kanya na laging mag-look forward for the future events. So, he suggests 4 variables that must be analyzed in order to make accurate prediction in any specific situation. So, ito yung behavior potential, expectancy, reinforcement, and predictive formula. So, the first one is behavior potential. Behavior potential is the likelihood of engaging in particular behavior in a specific situation. So, ito yung sabi dito, sabi niya, according to Julian Rotter, behavior potential is the probability. Yung probability na how will you react for the particular event. So, halimbawa ako, si Aris Namuko, pumasok sa Jollibee. Yan, sa Jollibee dito, Jollibee 1. So, iniisip niya kung anong gagawin niya sa kanyang kung siya ba ay una magnanakaw, pangalawa manghuhold up, pangatlo magsi-CR lang, pang-apat magbabayad, kakain. Yan yung ganon, yun yung probability no how it will occur in a specific situation. Yan, parang nakaano dito yung likelihood scale eh. Kung magiging 0% or 100% yung kanyang behavior potential. Or pwede rin namang nasa gitna lang ng yan, kung kita nyo, yan. So, for each possible behavior, there is behavior potential. Yan, sinabi ko kanina. The individual will exhibit whichever behavior has highest. Yan, kung dahil nga sa kanyang expectancy, mamaya ako sasabihin sa inyo yan, yung kanyang behavior potential is yun, nakadepende na doon dahil nga sa sa probability. So, yun, may example dito, good grades are studying or cheating. Yan, there is a student, malapit na yung exam nila, nakadepende dun sa behavior potential niya kung siya ba, kasi gusto niya makakuha ng mataas na grado eh. Nakadepende dun sa estudyante na yung siya mag-aaral ba o mandaraya. So, next, yan, nasabi ko na to, next is expectancy. Expectancy is the subject of probability that given a behavior will lead to a particular outcome. Expectancy may be general or specific. Yan. So, pag sinabing expectancy, ito naman yung nakarely sa past experience. Yun. Kung halimbawa, yung expectancy ko ay papasok ako sa isang kumpanya. So, nakadepende na doon kung naging past experience ko dun sa past na kumpanya ko. Nakadepende na doon kung mag-reinforce ako doon. So, parang ganito lang yan eh. Merong isang estudyante na pumunta sa counselor. So, nung tinanong niya yung counselor na yun about sa mangyayari sa meron siyang problema eh. So, parang nadismaya siya dun sa counselor na yun. Next is, nung nadismaya siya, nung naisip niya ulit pumunta siya dun sa sunod pang counselor, parang nagkaroon na siya ng, tawag dito. Yung parang na yung kanyang stimuli, hindi na naging capable, parang iniisip niya na, madidismaya lang ulit ako. Yung parang ganun. So, expectancies may be general or specific. Total expectancies of success in function of both one's generalized expectancy and one is specific expectancy. So, ito naman, pag sinabing generalized expectancy, halimbawa, nag-aaral ako nag-aaral ako ng mabuti para makakuha ng matataas na grades. So, yun nga, parang nakakuha ko ng matataas na grades, tapos sa specific expectancy naman, parang nag-aral ako, halimbawa sa theory of personality, nag-aral ako ng mabuti dyan. Pero nakakuha ako ng mababang grade. So, ang magiging tendency doon, hindi na ako, kasi ginawa ko na lahat ng effort ko doon eh, hindi na ako mag-aaral doon sa TOP, mag-aaral na lang, at least pagtutuunan ko na lang ng pansin yung iba, kung saan ako nakakuha ng matataas na grade. Yun. Tapos, so, next is punta naman tayo sa reinforcement value. So, reinforcement value refers to the severity of this outcome, things we don't want to happen, that we wish to avoid, have low reinforcement value. So, kapag hindi daw natin gusto mangyari yung isang event, so parang nagkakaroon daw tayo doon ng low reinforcement value. Kung tayo naman daw ay gusto natin na ma-achieve yung isang bagay, magkakaroon daw tayo ng high reinforcement value. So, reinforcement value has two different types. It is the internal or external. So, pag sinabing internal, ito yung reinforcement value na own perspective, naayon lamang sa pananaw mo. Pero kapag naman sinabing external reinforcement, ito naman yung naayon sa pananaw ng iba. So, ang tanong dito, paano magiging ang isang reinforcement value magiging generalized? Kung halimbawa, sa isang kumpanya, ikaw ay doon, may isang kumpanya na ikaw ay nag-apply doon, pero mababa yung sweldo mo, so it is highly tendency na hindi ka mag-apply doon. Sa kabila nun, meron na isang kumpanya na same lang naman yung trabaho, pero mas mataas yung sa iyo. It is highly possible na mag-reinforce ka doon dun sa kumpanya na yon. So, in generalize naman, yung example, kung gusto ng isang kumpanya na makuha ang napakaraming mga trabahador, so, ang mangyayari doon, tataasan nila yung pasweldo, gaya ng ginawa dito sa kumpanya dito. So, parang ganyan yung ibig sabihin ng external reinforcement. Mas gusto kasi ng mga tao ngayon yung napakaraming reinforcement rather than punishment. So, yan. Punta naman po tayo sa predictive formula. The predictive formula can be read as follow. Behavior potential is a function of expectancy and reinforcement value. So, or in other words, its likelihood of persons exhibit a particular behavior is function of the probability that behavior will lead to given outcome, the disability of that outcome. So, if the expectancy and reinforcement value are both high, then behavior potential will be both high. So, yan. If either the expectancy and reinforcement value is low, then behavior potential will be lower. Yun, sinabi nga kanina, kapag daw mas mataas ang expectancy at reinforcement value, so it is highly possible na tumaas din yung behavior potential. Yan. Yan nga yung sinasabi ko kanina pa, kapag ka naman mas mababa ang kanyang expectancy at saka reinforcement value, yung kanyang behavior potential is mababa din. So, here we go in psychological situation. Rotter believes it is important to keep in mind that different people interpret the same. Again, it's the people's subjective interpretation of the environment rather than an objective array of stimuli that meaningful to them that determines how they behave. Yan. For example, example dito, knowing that someone is generally hostile, person allowed to make prediction that this individual will be hostile towards a range of people. Across situation, this person is likely to be more hostile to other than someone who is low in hostility. So, on the other hand, if we know that this person hates Jane, we can predict that with a high level of accuracy that this person will be hostile towards Jane. But we will not be able to predict how his person will treat other people. So, yan, paliwanag ko. Kapag daw galit ang isang tao sa isang tao, this is highly tendency na iba yung turing na dito. Pero, in generalize naman, iba yung kanyang paningin dun sa iba. Kung hindi siya galit dun sa ibang tao, hindi the same yung mararamdaman nyo doon. So, yun lang naman yung gustong sabihin ni Julian Rotter pag sa psychological situation. So, people are not the same interpretation. Halimbawa, may nakita itong basong to. Yan. Ano sa palagay nyo dito? Diba sa tingin ninyo, kape ang laman. Pero yung totoo, coke to eh. Yan. Yun lang naman. Tapos, so here we go in concept need. Rotter and Hochreich listed in 1975 6 broad categories of needs, which is categories representing a group of functionally related behavior that leads to same or similar reinforcement. So, una na dito ang recognition status. So, sabi dito, the need of recognized by others and to achieve status is also includes socio-economic status and personal prestige. So, sa concept of need na ginawa ni Julian Rotter, kasama si Hochreich noong 1975, yung recognition status daw is talagang kailangan. So, para daw magkaroon ng reinforcement ang isang tao, kailangan din ng appreciation. So, halimbawa, kapag nakapasa ka sa exam, so, kailangan din na, hindi mo sabihin sa sarili mo, kailangan din na ikaw ay congrats, diba? So, para magpatuloy dun yung motivation mo. Maging goal-directed ka sa isang bagay. So, the next one is dominance. The need to control the behavior of other. For example, talking to colleagues into accepting your ideas. Yan. The next is independence. The need to be free of the domination of the others. So, yan, parang independence sa iba. So, parang gusto mong hindi ka mapangibabawan ng iba. So, next is protection, dependency. The needs to have others talking to care for you. Example, asking your spouse to stay in your home while you are sick. Yan. The next one is love and affection. The needs for securing friendly regards, interest, and devotion from others. Yan, parang nandito din yung pinapahalagahan mo yung relasyon nyo. Yan, kahit nandalamig na. Charot. Physical comfort, the needs of securing food, good health, and physical security. Yan. So after that, here we go to need components. Need components has three essential components. First is need potential. Second is freedom of movement. The third one is need value. So first is need potential. Is analogous to behavior potential. The difference is that need potential refers to behavior. For example, people in the fancy restaurant. One person may be satisfied the needs of physical comfort, food, whereas another effort for recognition of status. So, yan, parang papasok talaga dito yung sinasabi ni Julian Rotter kanina na about the psychological situation, na magkakaiba talaga ang pag-i-interpret ng isang tao sa bagay-bagay. Yan, sinabi nga dito sa need potential, kung ikaw ay nasatisfy sa pagkain, yung isa nasatisfy sa pagkain, yung isa naman nakasama ay nasatisfy sa kwentuhan, sa pakipag-usap, yan, sa kamustahan. So yun, may kanya-kanya kasi talaga tayong kagustuhan eh. Hindi naman natin masasabi na lahat ng ating kagustuhan is isa gano'n. The next one is freedom of movement. Is analogous to expectancy. It is overall expectation of being reinforced for performing those behavior that are directed towards satisfying some general needs yon. Yun nga, sinasabi dito na lahat daw ng, ito daw yung overall expectation ng isang reinforced performing those behavior. Yan. So, parang nagkaroon daw ng, ito na yung sinasabing kumbaga reinforcement stimulus to reinforcement stimuli. Parang ito na yung activity. Kung halimbawa yung behavior potential, tapos papunta sa reinforcement expectancy, papunta sa the reinforcement values, tapos yun nga, psychological situation. Ito yung parang nasa psychological situation yung ito na yung applied yung overall expectation. Next one is need value. Is the degree to which person refers one set of reinforcement to another. To make a generalized prediction regarding a set of behavior. Rotter introduced the general prediction formula. So ito yung net potential equals to function and freedom of movement and need value. So parang yung sinabi ko kanina, pag mas mataas ang freedom of movement at saka need of value, mas mataas ang need potential. Pag mas mababa naman ang freedom of movement at saka need of value, mababa rin siyempre ang need of potential. So yan, natapos na tayo sa sorry po, sa social learning theory na punta naman po tayo sa theory ni Julian Rotter, which is locus of control. So, locus of control is derived from Latin word, meaning place or location. So, locus of control refers to the extent of which individuals believe that they in. So, yan, kinoined at dinevelop to ni Julian Rotter noong 1954. Tsaka, ang isa sa importante palang aspect ng personality study. So, sabi dito, according to Julian Rotter, a person with high internal, internal locus of control, parang dominant siya sa kanyang environment. So, parang lahat ng ginagawa niya na activity, pag natapos yun at na-achieve niya yun, parang ang paniniwala dun is because of his own self, kakayahan niya, para sa skill niya. So, pag sinabi naman yung with low internal locus of control, ito naman yung nakadepende lamang sa sa faith, tapos sa swerte, yung mga gano'n. Sabi nga sa pag-aaral, nabasa ko nung ako nag-release din sabi, kapag daw ang isang tao, yung may personality daw with high locus of control, parang sila pa yung mas nagiging matagumpay sa buhay. So imagine mo, nagtayo ka ng business, tapos sinamahan mo ng sikap, ng talino, tapos sinamahan mo ng pagiging practical. So, how was it? Di ba mas magiging matagumpay ka? Pero kung halimbawa naman ikaw ay magtatayo ng business, at depende ka lamang sa swerte, so tumakbo yung negosyo ko, yung ganun-ganun. So, tapos wala naman, tamad ka naman, nakadepende ka lamang sa swerte, so hindi ka magiging successful sa business mo. So, yun yung gustong iparating dito ni Julian Rotter. So, the next one, locus of control has two types. Ito yung internal locus of control at saka external locus of control. So, first is internal locus of control. So, typically, expectancy is believing that success or failure will be followed by similar outcome. Yan. Yung tao daw na merong, yung ibig sabihin pala ng internal locus of control na yung mga success, yung halimbawa yung mga activity mo. Halimbawa, activity mo sa school, tapos, yan. Halimbawa yung activity mo sa school, meron, malapit na yung midterm examination ninyo, so control, dahil dun sa ginawa mong pag-i-study, para magkakaroon siya ng similar outcomes. Yung parang magiging positive. Yan. Parang makakakuha ng matataas na grade dahil nag-aaral ka. Tapos sabi naman dun sa external locus of control, sabi dun ay, believe that success or failure would be followed by the similar outcomes. Yung lagi naman, ito yung klase ng tao na laging negative eh. Parang ganun yung ibig sabihin nito eh. Yung locus of control personality orientation. In 1975, question that internally and externally represent two ends of continuum. Yan. Nasabi ko na to kanina. Yan. Ito na lang example. College student with strong internal locus of control may believe that their grades will achieve a high with their own abilities. Yan nga yung sinabi ko kanina. Yung pag ang isang tao ay may mataas na may siya, internal locus of control o yung mataas na high internal locus of control, na nakadepende talaga siya sa kakayahan niya, hindi siya dumidepende sa swerte. So, kung ako yung tatanungin, ito yung talagang pipiliin kong attitude, personality. Kasi, sa totoo lang, isipin man natin sa hindi, sa mundong ito, wala nang puwang yung mga swerte. Hello, 21st century na, tapos didepende ka pa sa swerte. So, yun yung, so masaya ako kasi naaral ko tong theory ni Julian Rotter na talagang applied to sa akin eh. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman sa pagmamayabang, practical din kasi akong tao. Yun lang, thank you po sa mga nakinig. Yan, thank you ma'am. Yan. Belated Happy Valentine's po. So, thank you po. So guys, this is all about Julian Rotter. Yan. Maraming salamat. Bye.